Great night tonight. Really proud of our guys. I think it's really cool anytime that your seniors can go out like that and get an opportunity to get the ovation at the end of the game. I still have this memory. I'm trying to get the seniors out of the game. The next time I look around and Bowen's on the ground, and I'm like, oh no, is there? Did he get hurt? That would be brutal. And then of course he walks up and he's got the blood on his face. I'm like, actually, that's pretty fitting. You know what I mean? Because that just kind of exemplifies his year here with us. But great day for those guys to do that. I believe I have this right. 15 conference wins is a school record, and just to reflect again on where this team was at in the middle of December, and then to think that they could set a conference record for wins is pretty remarkable for this group. And so really proud of them. Great way to end the home regular season, and we're on to Friday.
Is this your staff's most impressive coaching today?
Well, that's for others to judge, right? I mean, I don't know. I just got great guys, Justin. I mean, they're just a mentor of mine told me once when I first became a head coach, he said, Niko, the first thing you learn is you got to have a group of guys you can lose with first. And I kind of did, but I didn't really understand what that meant until I became a head coach. But what it really means is you're going to have adversity. And this group, right, when it wasn't going their way, you got to have a group of guys that you can go through that with and that are going to continue to buy in and fight and grow. And that's what they are. And because we had that, they were able to turn it and win. And so the credit goes to those guys. They're the ones who do the work and stay with it and buy into what we're asking them to do. And so they deserve all the flowers.
Was there a moment or game where you kind of felt like, okay, there's a corner being turned here?
It's hard to say. I mean, obviously us winning at Nevada before Christmas was a huge win for us to go and get that against, one of the preseason, top teams in the league. And, we kind of had a hiccup after Christmas. But, honestly, when we went to San Jose State on New Year's Eve, it was kind of the last game of 2024. And we had a huge win. And really, ever since that, 2025 has been pretty good. You know what I mean? To the Rams, our defense has been better. Guys have kind of found their roles. The shots have started to go in, and you can just see a different confidence and swagger. And so, yeah, I mean, to win, 15 games here out of our last or 19 in league play is pretty impressive. But I think it was right there about the new year, and maybe it was the game at San Jose State that kind of really, really kicked it in gear for us.
This is your sixth week of the season. Is that something into the new year does that kind of bolster you going into the last game of the season before you get the conference?
I don't know. That's a great. I don't even really think about it. You know what I mean? That way. I know it sounds like such a shit, but I think one of the things that's been so good about this team is we haven't really looked at the standings a lot. We haven't really looked at net rankings. We haven't really looked at large bid. We've just kind of focused on the next thing, and that's really what we're doing. And I know everybody's probably watching this. I told the staff to turn it off in there because it's like, man, we got no control over that, right? It'll be what it'll be, and Friday will be a big game no matter what.
You allow yourself to be pleasantly surprised by the transformation and where you were, like say at the CU game, to now, and as well as your play.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable, isn't it? You know what I mean? That way, and it's going to be just the legacy of this team. You know what I mean? And it's a story you can tell to other people, just to never quit, to never give up, to not, listen to anything else and just believe that you can turn it. And when you're willing to buy into something bigger than yourself, something like that can happen. But, man, you're right. I mean, there was some low points, but that game at CU was a low point. You know what I mean? In the season. And, again, but they didn't point fingers. They didn't blame each other. They just went and they got back to work.
So, that being said, right now, how dangerous is this team moving forward when it really matters?
Well, I think we're a dangerous team. I think, we've proven we can play and beat anybody. But there's other teams that feel the same way. You know what I mean? And so we're not alone in that. There are a lot of teams. This team we're going to play on Friday is playing as well as anybody, too. And so, we're playing well, so are other teams. I mean, this last game and then into the conference tournament and postseason, it's going to be a battle. And I don't even know how much seeding really even matters. I mean, to be honest, you get one of the top 5 seeds. I mean, I think we're guaranteed that. You're going to have to play everybody anyway, right? So no matter how the seeds go up, if you're 1 through 5 or whatever it is, you're going to have to earn it there in Vegas.
Do you think that kind of one day at a time mentality can really help you going into conference in Las Vegas?
I hope so. I mean, that's, kind of we've done a really good job of that. And, now when you get to Vegas, it's survive in advance, right? You lose and you're out of the conference tournament. And so, but again, all we're really worried about is we get up tomorrow and we'll do it and we'll try to figure out how to get ready for Boise on Friday.
You always preach just control the controllables. Don't fixate on the standings, all these other things that are out of your control. But in some ways, I feel like there's been less stress. Just it felt like every game for the last 2 weeks of last season, given what was at stake, everybody's talking about it. The team feels a little free.
I think that's a really good point. It's interesting. You look at last year, we got such an unbelievable start. We're 13th in the country. Everyone's talking about us. And the league was such a bear last year. And every game just feels like it's the weight of the world. And I agree. I think this team just kind of let that go. They just kind of let that go and just started focusing on what they could control. And I think that's been kind of refreshing to not really look at all those things and just focus on what you're doing and staying in the moment. I think it's helped the team and probably helped coaches too.
Do you think that freedom has come from players stepping into more defined roles or having more flexibility?
I think it's the defined roles. I think those guys figuring out and then accepting them, you know what I mean? And guys like Bowen and Ethan and Keyshawn and whatever coming off the bench and just being ready to go no matter how many minutes they play. So I think once those roles kind of get established, I think that made it easier.
Niko, what about going up against Tim tonight? He's a friend. He's got 7 dudes. How tough his job is, how banged up his team is right now. What was it like just playing that opponent?
I talked to Tim a good bit, and they're going through it. They've had some injuries now, and I think they had a late scratch here today again. And it's tough. And I feel bad for him that way. He's a terrific coach, and I don't think they even realize what they have there. And sometimes those seasons go that way, right? You can't stay healthy. We've been through it here a few years ago. You can't stay healthy. Just nothing seems to go your way. But they continue to battle, and I do feel bad for him. But he feels the same way. I mean, when it's time to play, trying to win.
Thanks.
Thank you.